Welcome to the weekly creator hangout. How is everybody doing this evening? I have been thinking a lot about this today and thinking about, what we would talk about. And, I love these hangouts because I used to have like a set topic, but after talking with some fellow Clubhouse friends and YouTube friends, we all agreed that it's just nice to have like a chill and chat kind of scenario. So the focus of this is really just going to be answering questions that anyone may have about YouTube, about content creation. Some of us we've been on the platform for a little while. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary this next August. It's pretty exciting knowing that my anniversary is coming up with that. But yeah, I love this community. I love being a content creator, having fun with you guys, and really just helping people to understand tech a little bit more. And on that note, I just want to say a big thanks to those who have watched my latest video. I have received quite a good positive feedback from it, and we're so close to getting it to at least 100 views, and I'm excited about that because it took a lot of time to even do that video. But we have my one of my main man, Nano. He's in the chats. How's it going, Nano? Glad you could stop by. I appreciate you, Nano. If you want to come up, I'm more than happy to send you a link. But thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, I love how much of a positive feedback I've received from that video, and I'm so grateful for that because I make this content for you guys. Yeah, it's fun making this content, and this is what I plan on doing for a career. But I make this for you watching this. I make all of this content for you, for your entertainment, for your edutainment, and just to help understand whether it be photography, videography, tech, and things of that nature. I make this all for you guys. And so I love that it has received such positive feedback. That was a gear review that I was wanting to do for some time. And I have to give a big shout out to my friend Aaron who helped me film that. And, he was just such a help with that. And people have said several times that, me and him have good chemistry when we're working together. I've known Aaron since 2006, fall of 2006. And we actually went to high school together. I just didn't really know him very well. Lalo is in the house. Thanks, Lalo, for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. Now, Lalo, I just received an update. I saw an update on CNN earlier that you guys are going to have a major heat wave in the next few days. So please stay careful down there in Texas. I cannot emphasize that enough. Anyone who's watching this in the Midwest, who's watching this in Arizona, and even in LA, because they're saying that there's going to be some high temperatures in your areas with heat. So please make sure you stay hydrated, that you stay inside when you can, and that you just use good common sense when you're out there. But yeah, I love this. I look forward to this every week. There's some weeks, I'll be honest with you. There's some weeks I think in my mind, like, well, do people really want this? Do people really look forward to this? And I've come to realize through like Lalo and Nano and so many others that people actually have now become reliant or dependent on this weekly creator hangout. This is something that I can't take full ownership over this. I have a Clubhouse friend named Brendan Sparks who first started this, but he stopped doing it. He got really busy with his current job, and so I kind of took over the reins and did this on my channel so that I can answer some questions and bring up other people on stage and yeah, just have fun. But then Lalo just kind of, yes, bro, should I do my barefoot walk during the heat wave? If you do, Lalo, I would be very careful and cautious because I've had IVs, and they suck. I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. They suck really bad. I'm not a fan of IVs. They actually make you sleepy and tired. I was on a youth trip with my faith, and I was pulling a hand cart, and I just ran out of water and ended up having to get an IV. So if you do that in the heat, make sure you are prepared. Don't just have water, have things like Gatorade or Powerade, and I know that Gatorade has the recover. Just use good judgment on this. I cannot stress that enough because these suck. Like, I'm just being completely honest with you. They suck. And I don't like needles in general, but yeah, IVs are not fun. And we got Annette. Annette is the rock star in real estate down there in Florida. Florida is a booming place. And if you are considering moving down to Florida, especially in the Orlando area, make sure you hit up Annette because she's a real estate agent down there and she's really killing it down there. She knows her stuff. And so good job, Annette. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better today. That it was just a hard day yesterday. I don't want to get into specifics, but yeah, I'm doing a lot better. Um, See, Annette, we all support you. Yeah, the gang is really coming on one by one. So we're just kind of we're going to be going for a little bit. We're going to be going for a while longer. So not just a little bit longer, a while longer. Yeah, of course. Annette, I couldn't do real estate, to be honest with you. I mean, I've considered it in the past, but the thing with real estate is that it's a very competitive occupation, as I've come to find. And I mean, there are people that are cut out for it, and I probably could do it, but I just don't think it's my cup of tea. Lalo, you should all come up with me, and we could all talk. Mano a mano, camera to camera, and just really just have fun and talk and answer questions. And see, Lalo is a celebrity. He's becoming a YouTube celebrity. We all know this. Lalo, he'll deny it, but Lalo is a definite YouTube. He's gonna be the next Mr. Beast, in my honest opinion, because of how he edits his videos. He draws people in. I mean, he's been on the platform since he was 11, if I'm not mistaken, right, Lalo? I mean, man, it's killing it. But yeah, so content creation. What questions does anyone have? I mean, this whole conversation could go several different ways. We could talk about mental health. We could talk about, the importance of thumbnails, the importance of descriptions. The description. Actually, that's a good point. The description that I use in all of my videos, whether it be live streams or pre-recorded content, is one that I was given through Video Ranking Academy. It's a private Facebook group that I'm a part of. It's a monthly subscription. It's taught by Think Media, and so Sean Cannell, Heather Torres, Omar Altacori, all those guys and girls. That's who runs it, and really just know what they're doing. And so the person that created the description was Tony Ariola. He doesn't work with them very much anymore, but he was the one that created that description. He said, this is the perfect video description on how you should have all your videos. And really, it's the truth. And because I've gone over that description more times than I can even count on both hands. And it just really just lays it out line by line and all that. So, of course, yeah, you just got to enjoy. I'm open for any of you guys to come up. I'm more than happy to have anyone come up. This is really for you guys. You can get to know me a little bit better. You can get to know other content creators a little bit better, and really just have fun with this, because that's the point of content creation. Like, if you're not having fun, I wouldn't recommend that you do content creation. If you feel like this is a chore, then don't do content creation. Do whatever makes you happy. This is what makes me happy. This is what makes Lalo happy. It's what makes Sharkfin happy. It's what makes Nano happy. And honestly, I mean, you got to do something that makes you happy. And if it's not YouTube, or if it's not content creation in general, that's okay. Like, it's not for everybody. And we all understand that. We get that. We're not going to we're not going to pressure you, and we're not going to say like, oh, you just need to do this. Like, it just don't question it. Just get on YouTube. We're not about that. But I got to give a shout out to Sharkfin. Thanks for coming by, man. I appreciate you. Sharkfin actually just dropped his first Facebook video this past week, and it was actually a really good video. He's going to be talking about finances and tech, so hence the name Sharkfin Tech. So we're all very excited for him. Cannot wait for the next video. But yeah, I love content creation. You know, I'm one of those people that at night when I'm going to sleep, I have a tendency to just either jump on YouTube or jump on TikTok, jump on Instagram Reels, whatever the case may be, and really just kind of go down a rabbit hole and really just keep watching videos until I start really getting drowsy and tired, and then I just put my phone away and go right to sleep. See, hopefully Annette doesn't go too wild with the shark fin. I hope she doesn't go too wild. I mean, I personally don't drink, but I know that, I mean, there are people in the audience that do, and that's fine. Like, if you enjoy that, that's great. But hopefully she doesn't get too wild with her, with whatever she has in her glass. But so video descriptions are very important. You know, you can't just say like, I'll use a great example. If you're a content creator and you're in the video game niche, you can't just throw in the description and say like part 2 or part 3 of Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, people want to know more specific details. Like, they want to know, like, you know, what you're gonna like what the video is gonna be about. And yeah, there are gonna be people who aren't gonna really look at the description, but I for one do look at the descriptions in the videos I watch, because I want to find out as much as I can about the creator, whether it be knowing where and how to contact and to connect with them, and just really getting to know them as a content creator, because in all retrospect, they're just like me. They're a human being. They are just doing what they love. And so video descriptions are very important. And so that's why I always stress that, you know, yeah, it may not be maybe not everyone reads your video descriptions, but a lot do, more than you think. So Annette says, I'm not a heavy drinker. I usually have 1 or 2 so I can unwind. Well, that's good. At least you're not a heavy drinker. You know, that's very important, because you know, all things in moderation. But really, video descriptions are important. And so, you know, they teach us all the time in Video Ranking Academy about, you know, the key concepts of a successful YouTube video, and they do talk about video descriptions. You know, hence the reason why I brought that up a little while ago about this description I put in every single one. All right, Lalo, do we believe the above statement? Lalo, we got to believe her, because it's Annette. We can trust her. And then, so Sharkfin said, I love this community. We do so much to support, motivate, encourage, and learn from each other and one another, social media like Clubhouse and Twitter. It is so true. So that brings me to another point. If you are really interested in getting into content creation, you got to start establishing your presence on several platforms, whether, you know, that includes YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, Twitter, and then LinkedIn just announced a couple of weeks ago that they're kind of tapping into the Reels program as well. So, I mean, you really just, I mean, you always hear people say like, oh, don't stretch yourself too thin because you don't want to burn out. I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, yeah, you should probably focus on one platform at a time. But like, if you're creating short form content, why not repurpose it and put it up on other platforms as well? Like, let's say if you make a YouTube short, why don't you repurpose that and throw it up in TikTok, throw it in Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, and if you use Snapchat, throw it in Snapchat as well. But Luis Nana says the most important is content creation providing value to your viewers, and that's true, because you have to have your viewers in mind. You can't just say like, well, I'm going to make the video about this because this is what I want to talk about. You got to go see what people are asking about, and a great place to do that is answerthepublic.com. And so I'm going to type that here in the chat real quick for anyone who doesn't know about it. So this website allows you 2 searches a day. If you try to do more than that, you have to sign up with their program, and it's like a monthly fee. But you can, it really just narrows it down to like what people are asking about in your niche. What, mine, it's kind of, it just really, and then, sorry, I'm trying to get my words straight. Um, it really just, it looks up the kind of questions that people are looking at, the kind of topics in your niche that people are looking at. And so you really should be making, ASQ about that, answer specific questions about those things, whether it be that you're a big techie, there's a few of us in the room and the chat and everything that are big techies, like, I'm one of them. And so if you just type in a generic thing like technology, yeah, it's going to come up with a whole lot of options. But if you say like, iPhone, the latest iPhone, if you were to say, look up, iPhone 13 Pro Max in that answerthepublic.com, it'll come up with different search options that people have asked about, like whether, there's so many different things about that people can definitely that people have researched and have searched for to get answers to. So going back to the chat, well, and see, that's a good thing that you got most of that out of your system in college, because really, and I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I don't. I've never touched a drip of it, a drop. I mean, a drop. And then I've don't ever plan to. I've seen what people can become when they are drunk, and really, it's not a pleasant sight for the most part. But yeah, and so Nano said it's all about time management, how you how you use your time. And so here, maybe later on in the stream, I'll show you my calendar and how I have it set up. Like I have reminders, and I'm going to actually go in and kind of recolor coordinate these reminders. And if you don't feel comfortable doing a digital calendar, get a hard copy calendar and say, like, this time of the day, I'm going to be doing this for my content creation, this, and this. Really stay focused and make sure you use your time wisely. Heather Torres of Think Media, since she's one of the main people over Video Ranking Academy, she stresses this to us all the time in VRA that you need to plan out your time wisely. And so a great example of not using your time wisely would be like just sitting there going down a rabbit hole, like in the middle of the day, like looking at TikTok or watching YouTube or YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. You get the point. Use your time wisely. And yeah, you should also check Google Trends and really just be involved in what people are seeking after, because there's going to be a lot of tech coming out later on this year, especially you'll start to see more tech and a lot of other stuff start to come out in the fall, because they want it out on the shelves by Christmas so that people will buy these. So what a great time to be a content creator, especially like in the gaming niche. Like, I mean, there's been a gaming convention that's been going on the past week or so, and they've been announcing a lot of video games that a lot of people are going to be wanting to buy. So if you're in the gaming niche, there you go. You have so much content that is going to be coming your way that you can really get into this. But going back to the chat, Sharkfin's like, great tips. Now you're good, man. I get you. You're good. But yeah, make sure you stay on top of things. I cannot stress that enough, because if you don't stay on top of things, you'll be left behind when everyone else is moving forward. There's a lot of people that believe in the old-fashioned way. They're like, oh, well, you can't really sell anything online. And to that, I would say no, that is not true. You can sell a lot of things online. I know several content creators who sell courses online. They do affiliate marketing. Like I do affiliate marketing. There's so many others like in the chat that do affiliate marketing. Like, I mean, there's so many possibilities of selling things online and just getting your name out there. But so if a great example is I always bring up Think Media because I refer to Sean Cannell and Heather Torres as two of my mentors. Heather, she she was going to UNLV in Las Vegas. In Nevada, excuse me. And she was going into marketing. She's shared this story several times that she walked into a lecture hall class that she had, and the guy was teaching marketing the old-fashioned way, and she just thought, she's like, this doesn't seem right. And so she ended up quitting college, and then so many years later, maybe a year or so or more later, she became part of Think Media, and she has excelled her experience with marketing so much more than she would have just with school alone. Like I'm not saying that school is bad. I'm a junior that's very close to being a senior, so I just call myself a senior in college. I think that if you want to go to college, go for it. If you feel like that's what you want to do, go for it. But make sure that you are majoring in what you want to do, because take it from my personal experience, I've switched my major 3 times. I first wanted to do dentistry, and then I wanted to do PT, and now I'm actually I'm going to be finishing my degree in business communications with an emphasis on sales. And so I've been taking a lot of sales classes and a lot of marketing classes because I want to get the cutting edge on how to sell things. And yeah, some of the stuff that they teach is a little outdated, but you can learn anything from from others if you're willing to have your mind open to it. But going back to the chat, I'm waiting for you guys. I'm waiting for it. And then so Nana said, make sure that you are working for a better tomorrow. Each day that you work on your content creation, make sure that you are improving 1%. Exactly. Sean Cannell always said, he has a famous saying, 1% better with every video. And, that is an important saying to have, because honestly, if you're not improving yourself with every piece of content you're putting out there, then you're not moving forward. That's just, bare bones and brass taxes. That's just the honest truth. You need to be improving, whether it be if your camera confidence is getting better or if your video editing is getting better. But really, if the most important part about it is just not being so stiff and nervous. I've shared in the past my first video that I ever did on this channel, like almost 2 years ago. And that friend of mine, Aaron, who helped me film this last video that I dropped on Monday, he said to me before we started filming, he's like, when I watched your video, man, he's like, what is wrong with him? Like, because I was so stiff, I was just like kind of like a statue. And that's not the person who I am. Like, I'm very energetic. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. And so he's just like, what the heck is going on with this guy? Because like he's known me for years and he knows that's not who I am. So even if it's improving your camera confidence and not being as nervous, do it. Like, if that's improving it, awesome. And if you want to know more about that kind of stuff, Video Ranking Academy is a great course. I would highly recommend to anyone. It is a little bit on the pricey side. They usually do a tube masterclass, and they also do a 1K challenge a few times a year. And at those times, they offer the Video Ranking Academy courses at a discounted price. That's how I joined, and I was paying $97 a month. Yeah, as a college student, $97 is it's a lot of money. But just knowing that not only do I have the access to these course materials, but I also have access to the private Facebook group with a great community. And Sean Cannell, Heather Torres, Omar Altacori, and all the people from Think Media are in that community, and they will give feedback and they will help you and encourage you. That alone, in my opinion, pays for it. But yeah, you got to make sure you're definitely stepping up your game every video. There's a lot of people that we actually there was a conversation I had with last week that Ethan, who was on my live with me, we had a conversation, I believe it was either last week or sometime this week, where he was saying on YouTube Shorts there, he's come across people who are uploading the same video consecutively. And that's just not okay. That's being a lazy content creator. That's not going to make you stand out. Yeah, you're going to get your views. You're going to get your watch time, possibly. but you're also going to be shooting yourself in the foot. People who know me know that I can be very blunt and very honest when I have to be, and this is me being blunt and honest. Like, look, if you're in this to just to earn a living, not to really just have fun, then you shouldn't be in it. You shouldn't. I'm sorry, and I know that you're probably going to be mad by me saying that, but you got to do what you love. And I love creating content. I love helping people, and I love bringing more light to the internet. That's what I like to do. And if that's not for you, maybe you shouldn't do content creation. Or if you think, oh, well, I just want to post random stuff, try to niche down. There is a person I know that does TikTok. And this person just throws up whatever is going to stick on the wall. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sean Cannell and Heather Torres both have basically said the same thing, is that you can't just throw a whole lot of stuff at the wall and just go with whatever sticks. You got to niche down. Now, niching down too much is sometimes a little bit of a double-edged sword as well. But giving people a premise, like I'll take Annette, for example. Annette right here, she does real estate. And that's what her niche is on, is real estate in the Orlando, Florida area. So she knows who her target audience is, people who are wanting to either move to a different part of Florida or who are wanting to move to Florida from out of state. And I'll even do Sharkfin. Sharkfin, when he dropped his video this week, he said that his niche is going to be all about finances and tech. And so you really need to niche down. You can't just it's not like you can just have a bucket of, content and just throw it against the wall like a bucket of flour and see whatever sticks. It's just not going to work. I mean, you may get some views, but it's going to end up hurting you in the long run, because the YouTube algorithm, as much as people hate it, it is actually your friend. It wants you to succeed, because if you succeed on YouTube, then YouTube/Google succeeds. And so the hardest part about the YouTube algorithm is that it needs to know your niche. So say, for example, like with mine, I do tech, I do photography and videography, and I do these weekly creator hangouts where we talk about everything YouTube. So YouTube is starting to figure out what my niche is. Like, it's trying to, be able to spit out my content to different people who are looking for that kind of stuff. And to me, that makes me feel good, knowing that it's starting to know where to send my content, what viewers, and really just get established on the platform and make a good, reputable name for myself and for my future company. Now, I feel like I'm just lecturing you guys, and I apologize, but this is me being blunt. Everyone in the chat knows that I can be blunt at times. I can be very blunt. I can be very sarcastic. But I say this all out of love, because I want you to succeed on YouTube. When I first started on YouTube, this is before I joined Video Ranking Academy, I did not know what the right hand and the left hand was doing. And really, I didn't know what to even post. I was confused. My oldest brother / mentor in photography, George, he's like, you need to come up with a list of ideas for videos. He's like, so he told me one night, he's like, I want you to take at least 30 minutes and just ponder on different video ideas. And those video ideas were great, but those were video ideas that I was looking for, not what my audience was looking for. So, because at the time, I didn't know how the whole YouTube algorithm worked. I didn't know how Google Trends worked. I didn't know how anything YouTube worked. I just knew that I wanted to be a content creator and have fun and enjoy this and really just talk about something that I thoroughly enjoy. That was a long-winded thing. But when it comes down to it, what questions do you guys have? I'm going to be giving you guys a few tips for different websites you can check out here in the next little bit that will help you with your online content creation, with your thumbnails, with your video titles, and really just helping you to be a more successful person. But what comments do you guys or questions do you guys have for me as a content creator? I'm not saying that I'm more experienced than I was, but there are definitely other people who've been on the platform a lot longer than I have been. But a lot of my experiences come from trial and error. and take it from me, I've almost quit a few times. I was very frustrated. I felt like I wasn't growing as fast as I wanted to. And I had friends, family all say, you just got to be patient. My brother, he's been, you've seen him on my birthday stream that he stopped by. He gave me a compliment last week. He said, a lot of people quit YouTube, but you didn't. So good job. And that's the thing about it is that a lot of people think that YouTube is going to be an overnight thing, that you're going to get a viral video and you're going to get like 10,000 subscribers and people are just going to be like, oh my gosh, I love this person's content so much. Like, I just want to do whatever I can to support this person. And that's like a 1 in a millionth chance. In my honest opinion, I would rather not any of my content go viral than have it be evergreen content than have one go viral and having to mount up and upgrade to that next video. That's just my honest opinion. But all right, well, enough of that kind of a lecture. And I apologize if that was a lecture. I was not trying to lecture you. If you're getting value out of this, make sure you put a hashtag yeah in the chat. I want to know if people are really getting value out of this. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys are hitting that big thumbs up because it really helps out the algorithm for my channel. But let's share screen. You guys are going to see all my stuff right now, my tabs. And this is the life of a content creator. And this is really just how I am. There is a method to my madness, but I'm going to share my screen. So this first website right here. Let's see here, share this website right here. This is a website I was just told about this past week where you can drop your thumbnail into this website and then you can enter in the title to see how it looks together, and really it'll give you like a rating. Now I haven't really experimented with this website a lot, but I didn't even know this website even existed until someone in Clubhouse this past week told me about it, and I was very impressed with it. So if you want to go to this website, this is the address right there. It's thumbsup.tv. That's a very helpful tool. And then the next one I wanted to show you guys was this one, and it's called Share Through. And so it's headlines.sharethrough.com. And so, or you could just do sharethrough.com. And really, they just want to, they'll rate your most recent title for your most recent video. And they'll give you a rating like if it needs to be better, or if it could be better, or if it could be worse. It's a very useful website. And then the last one that I want to show you guys, I'll pull it up. I always bring this one up because I love this website so much, is Canva. Canva, they do have a free option, but they also have the pro option. Now, I'm a pro member, so I have access to everything. So so let's say you're like, oh, I want to make a YouTube thumbnail. You can just type in YouTube. See, I didn't even finish typing. It was already coming up with things like, YouTube intro, thumbnail, channel art, channel logo. I mean, there's so many different possibilities. And so we'll just click on channel art. So if you're new to YouTube and you're not sure like how to make channel art, this is going to give you a great step-by-step guide to helping you. Now, the ones with the little crowns next to it, those are the pro ones. And now I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a sec. Pro is amazing. I was using the free version for some time, and then I decided to upgrade to Pro. And by doing that, I had access to everything, as you just saw. Like, I have access to so much more variety, so much more content to help so much more art and things of that nature to help me to improve my content. Now, if you are new to the channel, I'm an affiliate. So in the description, there's a link, and it's my affiliate link. And yeah, I will get a commission off of it. But it also helps support the channel. This is one thing that YouTubers do all the time, is that we do affiliate marketing, we do brand sponsorship videos, we do so many different things. Like, there's affiliate marketing in almost everything nowadays. One of the biggest affiliate marketing platforms right now is Amazon. Now, If you're saying like, oh, well, yeah, I'd like to be an affiliate for Amazon. Okay, there are some rules that Amazon has. And one of the biggest rules, and it's the only one I'm going to focus on right now, is that you need to have 500 subscribers or more. They want to know that you are very serious about this. I tried doing the trial version, and the trial version is great. And I know you have to also get X number of sales within a certain time period. But once you get to that point and you have 500 subscribers and you say like, hey, I got this on Amazon, you can click the link in the description and you can do that. The great thing about Amazon affiliates, and this is one thing I love, is that by clicking on that link, anyone who clicks on that link and then starts browsing on other things, like let's say if you're into tech and say, oh, well, I want to go check out clothes, or I want to go check out the food side of things, you'll still get a commission off of that for the next 24 hours. Even though that's not necessarily your niche, they used your link to do that, to click on that Amazon website, and that is awesome. A lot of websites are really starting to get into the affiliate marketing, and here's the reason why. We all know that cable television is still alive and well, but a lot of big name companies like Sony, Rode, Samsung, Apple, all these big time companies are starting to realize that they are spending so much money on a certain amount of a TV spot when they could just reach out to different content creators on various platforms to say like, hey, we like your content. We would like to sponsor your video. If you just mention our company and what we do, we'll pay you X number of dollars for this. And that's a cool way of doing it. There's a great YouTuber that I watched this morning, Preston. He's out of Dallas, Texas. He's the owner of firemerch.com. I just totally gave him a shout out, not intentionally, but he gets a lot of sponsored videos. And another great one is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast gets a lot of great sponsored videos because these big time companies are going to these content creators and say like, we know that we can reach your audience, reach people a lot more through your audience, because we know that your audience is going to watch your content. And if we sponsor your videos, it's going to be more revenue and more income for us. And we're going to give you a little bit of a kickback from it too, especially if you become an affiliate. So that's why I always talk about affiliate marketing. Angie in the room, Angie, who's been in the chat before, she had like 10 subscribers when she first started in affiliate marketing. Her first year of affiliate marketing and her first year of YouTube, I should say, she made over, I think, at least over $1,000 or more. Like she made, and that was just through affiliate marketing. And how cool is that? Yeah, you have to declare it on your taxes, no matter where you live. But just knowing that you could create that extra money, like that's just cool. But I want to go back to Canva real quick, because there's so many cool resources of this website that people just are not utilizing. So here I'm sharing my screen again. So we're going to go back to the main page. You can do Instagram posts, flyer portraits. They have video that you can add into your YouTube videos. They have so much possibilities. And see, these are some of the ones that I have, some of the thumbnails that I've created in the past. And as you can see, like I created quite a few thumbnails because I know what my viewers are searching for. And really just I'm having fun while doing it. There's so many cool things, like, there's templates. Obviously, you have your social media, you have your personal brand, your business, your marketing, education, and trending. The possibilities are limitless on this. So let's just type in YouTube, just as a fun little thing. We'll just type in, we'll do like channel art logo. And so you can go through here, and some of these are the free ones, but the ones with the crowns are the ones that you can't have unless you have a paid membership. I did not mean to click on that, so let's just we'll just go with this one, Ballcast. And the cool thing about this is that like this one is actually a free template. You can change the background. You have so many different options. Like this is just such an amazing website, and I didn't even know this existed. Like I was using Photoshop before, but man, I love this so much. I love Canva so much. It's just has just made my content go that much better across various communities. And you can do different things. Like, let's say if you're like, well, I don't really like that one, so and I live in, let's say if you're here in Utah, you're like, oh, well, I like the mountains. You can click on this, and you could just make this your own. You could, change the color right here, and you can say like, oh, well, I want to do that blue, or I want to do that yellow. There's so many different possibilities to make it your own. I actually, when I was creating my logo for my channel, I actually came on here and updated it and made it look even better. And that's why you'll see up here on the top, I I had the A with the circle in it already, but at the same time, the Anthony Locke photography and media was something I added on in Canva, and that just made my logo that much better, in my honest opinion. So I know that I'm kind of been spouting off, but I really just want to give you guys some resources to really just help you to dive further into your content creation. There's a and I'll tell you what, I'll even go on that answerthepublic.com real quick. Let me just pull it up. Let me just share my screen. I'll show you how I go about it. Share screen, answerthepublic.com. See, this is it right here. And so when you go to this website, this is a great website. Now, obviously, like I'm not going to do any searches, so I don't want to waste my two searches. But like you can type in anything. You can type, see, like you can see that I've typed in photography, videography ideas, beginning photography, and really just I mean, and I even did the generic tech, and if I remember correctly, that one was a doozy. But yeah, this is such a great website, and you can upgrade to pro. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have the money, because 2 searches a day can really just bring you a lot of content. So actually, there's actually one that my mom was looking at earlier, and this is from her gardening niche that she's in. So this is just a great example of what people are looking for. Gardening in Utah, will potatoes grow into compost? So many cool different things, and see like, and they offer that. You can just ignore that, but we're just gonna close that. I mean, and then if you keep scrolling down, it gets even more in depth. You keep going down here, it says yard versus garden, UK gardening Reddit. There's so much. And then if you come down here, and it kind of alphabetizes everything. Like, Utah gardening book, gardening in Utah County, gardening in the Cedar Cities, gardening in Park City. The choices are so amazing down here, and I just love it so much. Gardening in the hybrids, gardening in the UK, what to grow in Utah garden. Now that would be, if you're a content creator here in Utah, or even in wherever you live, that would be a great video idea, just to show people, do some research obviously, but show people like, hey, this is what you can grow here in this area. Excuse me, I had something caught in my throat. I'm getting excited about this because this is something that I love doing. I love being able to help people and helping them to improve. And so again, this is answerthepublic.com. It's a great website. I love this website so much. But yeah, man, the chat has been very quiet all of a sudden. But really, my goal has been with this was to be able to help you as a content creator. My niche is really tech. It's photography. It's videography. But I do these weekly creator hangouts to help you, to answer questions that you may have, to give you ideas of things that you can do, and really just help you to be that much better in your content creation. Because this is the best time in the history of the world to be a content creator. And really, like, I cannot emphasize that enough. Like, I love content creation. So what questions do you guys have for me? Let's see here. Well, Well, I'm glad you're still here. I appreciate that. You gonna come up on stage in that? I'm waiting for you guys to all come up on stage. And I'll throw out another idea for you. We're gonna change the website. We're just gonna go to YouTube. Let me share my screen. Close a few of these. So if you go to YouTube, obviously you can see like I'm have that says I'm live. That's pretty cool. But if you go right here and you type in like, let's say if you're wanting to do gardening, you can just say gardening in spring firework, or gardening in bones, gardening in Minecraft, gardening in the backyard. You can do gardening in pots, gardening in an apartment. That's actually a really good one right there, because there's a lot of people that are wanting to be content creators, but they are living in apartments. And so that's a great one. And then this is a great one as well. Gardening in Arizona. We all know that Arizona is very warm, especially this time of year. It gets really warm down there. I have a fellow YouTube friend that he and his family live down there, and I've talked with several other people who have lived down there. Or you can even just say, you can even get more specific: gardening tips and tricks for beginner gardening tips. And you can actually even combine these two: gardening tips and tricks, or gardening tips for beginners. These are things that a lot of people, especially like with the way the world is with inflation, a lot of people are starting to really want to grow their own produce, because there are certain produce that maybe some people can't have access to in the world, whether it be you're in the United States or wherever you may be watching this from. And so a lot of people are now starting to go towards the gardening niche, and really just not niche. They're starting to want to know how to grow their own garden. So they're looking for things, gardening tips for tomatoes, gardening tips channel. There's gardening tips and hacks. I mean, that's a great one right there. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but just having that alone would be very helpful to me here in Utah, gardening tips and hacks, because I'm not a green thumb. My mom is, but I'm not. And so this would be very helpful to me. So like, let's just click on that one. And so as you can see, like, 35 genius gardening hacks that actually work. There's there's 17 zero cost gardening hacks. I mean, there's so many possibilities as a content creator that people are searching for. And you'll even see right here, top related opportunities: do it yourself, gardening hacks, gardening, life hacks, garden hacks. And this is all because I have vidIQ Pro. I have the paid version, not the most expensive version, but I do have one of the versions. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a sec. But that's another great tool for being content creators. If you go on vidIQ or TubeBuddy, you can actually get some free trials. I know that I think Media has free trials, and there's so many different people. I'm sure that if you wanted to reach out to any of us content creators, one of us probably has a promo code for you to get a free 14-day challenge. I mean, not challenge, trial. I will get my words straight eventually. But to go along with that, like this streaming platform that I'm using right now, I'm using Streamyard. Streamyard is an amazing platform, and their live streaming in 2022 is becoming more and more essential for content creators. Now, with using Streamyard, I am streaming right now. I'm streaming on here on YouTube. I'm streaming on Twitter. I'm streaming on Facebook. I can stream on LinkedIn. I can stream on, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I just had a brain fart. I can stream so many different places and really just get my word out to others. And that's the amazing thing about Streamyard. And now, if you look at my description, if you're interested in Streamyard, if you're interested in checking out Streamyard, getting a free 14-day trial, there's a link in my description, because I'm an affiliate with Streamyard, and really just it gives you a chance to really just kind of test it out for 14 days and see how you like it. And I mean, I think that's cool. It's a free 14-day trial. Like, why not give it a shot? That's just my 2 cents. But like I've talked with plenty of other content creators who all have actually used Streamyard or who use Streamyard. There's a great content creator that uses StreamYard, and that her name is Emily D. Baker. If you don't know who she is, she was covering the Johnny Depp Heard trial, and she was using StreamYard. She was killing it. Like, she was able to talk with her community and also stream the hearing at the same time, and really just get involved in it and have fun with it. I mean, so StreamYard is such a cool thing. And the cool thing about StreamYard is, like, you see this banner right here. Sorry, I'll get my finger out of my face in a second. This banner right here, this is all from StreamYard. Like, there's so many different possibilities. Like, I could do background music. Let me just make sure. Like, I could just do this. This is cool background music that you can have. I mean, or you can, there's so many different possibilities. You can do overlays. There's so much. And so if you're interested in StreamYard, I would highly recommend you check out that link in my description, because honestly, why not give it a shot? It's a free 14-day trial. I mean, I love it. I love StreamYard. But I feel like I've just been talking and rambling. And so if you guys are getting value, or if you feel like I'm rambling, give me a hashtag yeah, because I feel like I'm rambling. Let's see here. So content creation is not an easy journey. I say this all the time, but it's not. I had my first troll comment actually this past week. Actually, here, I'll show you that comment real quickly. I want to show you guys this comment because it made my day. Let me pull up my channel. Hang on a sec, guys. I just gotta turn off the volume. It was for my most recent video. I'm going to share my screen again. I want you to come down here and see this. This is the comment right here. And you can see that they're totally trying to be professional. They're trying to make themselves look good in front of others. And even they mispronounced jalapenos. And I could have even just pronounced it wrong right there. But you can see that, like, even though they kind of trolled me on the comment, I still was polite. I said, hey, thanks for the comment. And really just having fun with this has been the best part about being a content creator, and really just bringing some more light to the internet. I love that. So do you guys have any questions for me? Like, I'm here. I'm here for another probably half hour or so, and I'm going to end the stream because I do have a few other things I got to accomplish today. But I'm here to answer any questions you may have, and really just get you involved in the conversation. I know there was a few people that are talking about coming up on stage with me. I would love to have some of you come up if you want. But yeah, I love this. I love being able to interact with you guys and give you guys any kind of knowledge or advice that I may have. And again, I'm no expert, but I am getting there. I've been on the platform for almost 2 years now. I'm having fun with it, just like you guys. I still improve 1% better with every video, every live stream. And really just, I try to get you involved. So really, when it comes down to it, it goes back to Nano's comment. Make sure that you're working for a better tomorrow. Each day that you work on your content creation, make sure that you're improving 1%. There was a saying that I'm sure many people have heard that I've tried to use, leave people better than they were when you met them. And that's one of the goals of my channel, is that I try to leave people with a more positive influence than they had when they first stumbled across my channel, or if someone else referred them to it. Like, that's my goal. I want people to have fun with this. I want them to, feel like, this is a safe space for them to ask any questions in the comments and really just respond to other people. That's always been my goal. Like, I don't judge you for any questions really that you have. Like, I don't do that, because I was there too at one point. Like, even before I got into content creation, there was a few YouTube channels I frequented because I was trying to improve my photography skills. And through looking at those different YouTube channels, I could see that those content creators, those YouTubers, they were being very understanding, very polite to their commenters. And I think that that's one of the most important parts about being a content creator, is being polite, having fun, but being polite. You know, golden rule still applies to this day, even though that there's a lot of calamity going on in the world. But man, I feel like I've just been rambling off. So I hope you guys have been enjoying this. If you guys have been enjoying this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, because a lot of people need to understand is that by hitting the big thumbs up on this stream, it really helps the algorithm for my channel. It'll help disperse this on the replay to various other people. And if you're watching on the replay, let us know where you're watching from. And if you're watching on the live, let me know where you're watching from in the live. Like I would love to know where you guys are watching this from. You know, I'm here in Utah. I know that there's people all over the world that are probably going to watch this. And I'm, you know, to anyone watching this, I would like to say welcome. I hope you'll stick around and you'll join us on this journey as we talk about everything tech, photography, videography, and really just help you to be a better content creator and a better photographer and videographer. So going back to the chat, let's see here. Sharkfin says, great point, Anthony. You can never go wrong with kindness, and even when it's not reciprocated. And that's the thing about it, is that kill people with kindness. You know, I know that we live in a day and age where it is so easy to get in arguments, especially as a content creator, like with your viewers. I showed you the troll comment that I had on my last video. I could have easily responded really rude, like, well, you mispronounced it yourself. So, you know, but that's not me. That's not who I am. I've been taught from a young age to be respectful to people, to, you know, leave them better than they were before they even stumbled across me. And so, the Garden State, awesome, man. I haven't been there, but that sounds like a great place. No worries, Annette. Annette says, I'm still here, Anthony. Just relax on my porch, enjoying the sunset. You know, I'm sure, Annette, you guys get probably some really great sunsets down there. Maybe not as good as Utah, because we have the mountains, but you probably still get some pretty decent ones. I just had to take a little bit of a pun shot at you, just to mess with you a little bit. But killing people with kindness is essential as a content creator. And you'll see, I move around a lot just because that's how I am. But going back to what I was saying, content creation and being a content creator, you gotta kill people with kindness, because there are gonna always be trolls on this internet, on this thing we call the internet, especially here on YouTube and on TikTok, on Instagram, on so many other platforms. And so why not just kill them with kindness? Usually those who troll your videos are usually the ones that will come back and watch your next video and your next and your next and your next and your next. And why not just kill them with kindness? They're like, hey, thanks for watching my video. I appreciate your support. Even if they get mad and say they just kind of blow it off and say, whatever, I don't support this person. Secretly, they are supporting you because they're watching your content. So Annette said, too much work to get ready, so maybe I'll join next time. No worries. I mean, you are a real estate agent and everything, so I understand that. But, you know, I love being a content creator. And, oh, man, we just had someone that jumped in the back room of this stream. This is a guy. I told you guys, this guy is going to be the next Mr. Beast for sure because of how excited he is. I'm going to bring him on without further ado. His name is Lalo.
What up, guys?
What up, man?
Nothing much. Just chilling. Just took a quick shower. You know, I had to come on stage and support the live. How's it going?
It's going pretty well. As you can see, I still have the beard. It's still going.
Must be nice. I only got a little goatee. You can barely see it, but it's something, right?
It's something.
So what's the topic? I had to get ready, like, you know, take a quick shower, like get ready for the camera. So I kind of missed out.
We're just kind of talking about everything content creation. Like I was just talking with people, telling them about killing people with kindness as a content creator. Because like I brought up that troll comment that I showed people the troll comment I had on my video, and that was that was the first troll comment I had ever.
The
And so,
jalapeno one, right?
yeah.
Bruh.
And so I was saying to the viewers, I could have easily responded like, "Oh, well, you didn't even pronounce it right, so like I would brush up on your Spanish too." Like, but that's not who I am. That's definitely not who I am. I want people to walk away feeling better about themselves. So I said, "Hey, thanks for the comment." And so I was still acknowledging them, but I was still being nice and polite to them. So like, what are your thoughts on that, Lalo?
Man, you know that comment I sent in the group earlier. Like when you start to excel, people start to. Actually, I'm not gonna say because I don't know if this is a PG life, but all I'm gonna say is whenever you start having success on YouTube, haters, trolls are gonna come. There's no other way around it. Like we all get them. Like it's part of the journey. So if anything, it means you're doing something right. And bro, like your latest video is fire. Like so good. I literally it was like a 20-minute video, right? And I
Uh-huh.
was literally engaged all the way through. So, man, you're doing great. I'm so proud of you.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, at first when I was editing, I'm like, man, this is gonna be like a 20-minute video. Like, I don't know if people are gonna stick around for this, but just that right there tells you that people really liked the video. And I was talking with Nano in the chat earlier this week on Clubhouse, and he's saying like, it didn't even feel like 20 minutes. He's like, before you knew it, it was ending, or it's like, oh, it's done.
That's literally what I felt. I mean, I was enjoying the whole video. I have that same mic. So I don't know about you, but every time I get a new product, like I'll watch 1,000.
Oh, you cut out, Lalo. Are you there? It's buffering for him. Lalo, if you can hear me, try to come back in. Oh, there you are.
What happened there? I think I lost connection.
Yeah, something happened. But go on. What were you saying?
Well, I was just saying that I don't know about you, but every time I get a new product, especially a tech product, like I'll watch 1,000 reviews on that product. Like I did that with my computer, I did that with the Rode mics, I even did that with my iPhone. Like I
Yeah.
just enjoy technology and learning about it. So I mean, it was really enjoyable to watch. And you and your friend, I forgot his name,
Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah, you guys have great chemistry together. I really look forward to more videos of you two together.
Yeah, I've known Aaron since 2000. As you saw in the video, he corrected me. It was fall 2006 when we really started becoming friends. But we actually like went to high school together. He's like,
Wow.
he even told me he's like, I remember seeing you and all those other guys he used to hang out with, like walking around the school and just having fun. And I just used to think in my mind like, oh, those guys are cool. And then me and him became friends. And so, yeah, I definitely am gonna. We've already been we talked about it after that video ended. He's gonna probably be coming up online with me because I'm gonna be reacting here in the next 3 to 4 weeks to my first video, and we're just
Yeah.
gonna be like dissecting this thing like and just laugh about it. So I'm gonna bring him on a pre-recorded video and really just have fun with it because like he said, I brought this up at the beginning of this live stream. He said to me before we started recording that video, he's like, dude, when you recorded that first video, he's like, and you were so stiff. I was like, what the heck is wrong with Tony? Like this is like he knew like me as a person, like because I was just like so stiff, like I was like a statue. He's like, what the heck is wrong with this guy? Like this is not how he is. I'm like, I know, I was very nervous, and so he was just laughing about it. He's like, dude, like I just couldn't help but laugh. He's like, because I knew that was not you.
Actually, I mean, and you're talking about the first video on your channel,
Uh
right?
huh.
So I think I told you I think about a month ago, I went back and I watched it. And now that I've gotten to know you even more, I see what he's talking about. Like you just have like this very outgoing personality. Like your sarcasm, your jokes. Like you're a very fun dude, man. Like, and that video, I feel like didn't portray that very much. But hey, it's your first video, the first time you put yourself out there like that. So even for a first video, I think it was pretty good. The quality was top notch. You were very clear and concise. It was a good video, and I got to know you even more. So I mean, this last video you posted, that one really shows your personality,
Well, I
and I'm so
appreciate
excited
that.
about that.
And honestly, like I cringe when people tell me like they go back and watch my first video. I'm like, oh, why would you do that to yourself? Like, it's just so awkward and so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know why. I always like wanted to say to people, I'm like, why not? Why even push yourself through that awkward video of mine. But really, like, I mean, we all have to start somewhere. And so, like, what would you say to someone that's watching this either on live or on the replay? Like, what would you say to them? Like, if they're wanting to get involved in content creation, like, and if they're like, oh, well, I'm awkward, people aren't going to understand. Like, what advice would Lalo give anyone? Because you've been on this platform since you were 11, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So, what advice would you give?
Honestly, man, it's gonna sound cliche, but it's the truth. You starting today is the best time to get started because the competition and the platform gets more and more saturated every day. Even if you want to start 2 years from now, you should still do that. But if you can start now, like start now because you have the highest chance of succeeding if you just get started today because the more videos you make, the more you get familiar in front of the camera. And I just got a battery warning. Okay. The more videos you edit, the more you do, the more you get your feet wet into this content creation world, you're gonna improve. And like we were talking about in a room a few weeks ago, like when you go back and you watch your first videos and you cringe and you're like, man, like I cannot believe that was me creating that video. That's how you know you've improved. And so just imagine that, but like 10x that, like in a span of a year or 2 years or 3, 5 years. Like whenever you look back to your videos, like for me, when I look back at my videos I posted 5 years ago, it's completely unbelievable to me that that was me making those decisions and filming videos like that. I'm not saying that I'm not proud of them because if I didn't do those videos, I wouldn't be where I am today in
Right.
terms of how comfortable I am in front of the camera and editing and stuff like that. But I cringe. Those videos are bad in today's standards for me. So that is how you know you improve. So for anyone watching this on the replay or live, if you want to get started, like get started. Find that niche, find whatever that you want to talk about, and put yourself in front of the camera. Or if you want to be a faceless channel, like get your microphone, like whatever you have, an iPhone, whatever you have, and just make a video, and you'll see with the course of time and the more videos you create that you're going to get so much better and you're going to be proud of the content that you're making. That's what I
Exactly.
would say.
I couldn't say that enough. Like, and I know you probably need to plug in your phone. So if you need to plug in your phone, I get
No,
that.
no, you're good. It's like the 20% warning, so I should be good for like another half an hour.
Okay. I just didn't want you to like your phone to die when you're talking. But no, you brought up some good points. Like I remember, so I've brought this up in past live streams. I brought it up on Clubhouse. The first time actually I ever considered starting a YouTube channel was 2016, and I thought at the time like my life isn't as interesting as it could be, and so like I just kind of tossed it aside. I was like, all right, well, that was a fun little idea or thought. But just really just uh, deciding to press record was amazing, and finally doing it. Like, I mean, yeah, I did not know my way around Adobe Premiere when I edited that first video. Like, I was having to do so many YouTube tutorials on how to adjust sound, how to do transitions. But I think at the same time, the one thing I do want to emphasize with anyone that's starting out is that you don't have to do all these crazy transitions. Like you saw in that last video, Lalo, I didn't do crazy transitions. Like I just went from like one clip to another, but I timed it just right so that people were able to continue on with the journey with how we were reviewing these Go wireless mics. Like, so what are your thoughts on that? Do you think people need all these like crazy effects, all these crazy transitions, music? Do you think someone needs all that to get started with YouTube?
That is a very good question. And here's what I would say. And you've watched my videos. Like people who have watched any of my content know that I'm very big into like doing all these effects and text everywhere and flashes and transitions and everything. But something that I've learned over the past maybe 2 years specifically is that some of the best editing out there is that editing that you cannot see. And what I mean by that is somebody who's able to put a story together and just piece the parts of every like the music, the shots and the pacing of the video. That those things you don't see. You see the text, you hear the music, you see the flashes and everything, but the actual storyline you don't get to see all those edits. You just get immersed in the story. So a very good editor does not need to do all those effects and those transitions. If you want to do that and that's your style, go for it. That's what I like and that's why I do that. But if I wanted to edit a good video and not use any of those things, I think I could do it because I've spent so many years working on my craft and perfecting my pacing and editing. So I don't think I need that. And so I would never advise anyone to do all those things if that's not what you're into. like just make sure that you understand pacing. You know, pacing is very important in video editing, whether you're doing films, content creation, corporate, any kind of video that you're doing. Pacing is the most important thing, and you have to understand your audience, because based on the target audience that you have, that's how you make decisions in the editing, you know, suite. Like that's how you know whether you need to do a super fast paced editing for people, maybe like, you know, typically younger people will enjoy that kind of editing, whereas if you're targeting people maybe like older people who don't are not into that kind of stuff, and we've heard it in clubhouse rooms and stuff, people complaining about that, you shouldn't be doing that kind of editing. So find your audience, kind of determine what kind of style and pacing you need to target and cater to that audience, and then edit videos that way.
So yeah, you bring up a good point. If someone was to, because I mean, I use Adobe Premiere, you use Adobe Premiere. If someone was to get really into content creation, that I don't know if I really want to do Adobe Premiere, like, where would you point someone to try for video editing?
Outside of Premiere.
Yeah.
So if all you have is, for example, your iPhone or your Android, totally look into apps like CapCut, LumaFusion, like all these programs. Some of them are free, some of them may cost you a little bit of money, but they're very good. I mean, we have a friend, his name is Ellie Family of Seven. I don't know if he's here in the live, but he makes videos in his Android smartphone with KineMaster. I think he
Mm-hmm.
did pay like a I think he paid like $20 for an entire year, which is very, very reasonable. And his videos are top notch. The quality is great, and he edits on a smartphone. He doesn't need Premiere to make good videos. So if Premiere is not your thing and you feel like it's way too, you know, complex to understand, don't use Premiere. If you want something and you have a Mac, maybe iMovie would be great. Because what I always tell people is that it's not the editing software, it's the editor. And if you
Yep.
can make a good video, you don't need to have the best editing program. You can put a good video together in anything as long as you understand video editing.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing. Like, you need to use what you have. No need to go out and spend a ton of money on crazy editing programs. But I want to go back to the.
Yep. Hold on, bro. I think my brother is he needs something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. So going back to the chat, why Lalo had to step out for a sec. Sharkfin said, haters and trolls are gonna hate and troll. We have to try to rise above the of what I can't even read all of a sudden. Basically, all the nonsense and crap. I can't even read all of a sudden. Sorry, Sharkfin. I kind of butchered your comment. But so Lalo, what do you think about this comment from Sharkfin?
Let me see. Haters and trolls gonna hate and troll. We have to see your eyes above the bird. No nonsense. Yeah. I mean, he honestly, like, some people say ignore, some people say delete their comments, block them. For me, I went through many phases. When I was getting all these troll comments in my videos, at first, I actually filtered so many words. Like, I probably had a list of like 100 words that I did not want to read in my comments. And so I think that's fair and very respectable. But then, you know, with the course of time, I just kind of became more like, is the word insensitive? Like, I just was no longer being affected by any of those people. So I literally went back to my settings and I got rid of all the filters. Whoever wanted to comment whatever in my videos could comment that, and I would only go back and remove the ones that were like racist or that would offend anyone else besides me in the comments, because that's one boundary that I never want to cross, where people
Yeah.
can go into my videos and offend other people. Those comments I will remove. But everything else that they tell me, man, like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I was telling, I think, some people in a room a few nights ago that even the people that are the best, the most good looking people, most successful out there, that have the most fame, those people get like so many trolls and so many hate comments too. So if those people get hate comments, then why am I gonna worry about me getting hate comments? Like, there's nothing in this world I can do to get rid of them. So to me, I just ignore them.
Yeah, there's a person that comes to my mind that you brought that up, and her name is Lindsay Sterling. She gets trolls all the time. People saying inappropriate things on her, and they're saying, making inappropriate comments in her comments. Like, I won't give examples, but I remember I was watching one of her music videos one night. It was like years ago, and someone said a really inappropriate thing in her comments, and I'm sure she went back in there because she, as a content creator, she receives notifications whenever people comment on her videos, and this was a very inappropriate comment, and so I'm sure she went back in there and deleted it. And that's the great thing about YouTube, is that when you start out on YouTube, there's actually a setting on your YouTube Studio app where you can say like, you know, hold all inappropriate comments for review before you even let them be posted. And, you know, obviously there are bots and everything that get past those. And the one piece of advice that I would give people is that like, if you see like a link to something that you feel like it was going to be misleading or inappropriate, don't click on the link. Do not click on that link.
Nope.
And delete the link immediately. I actually had one of those with this last video that I posted this week. Someone posted something inappropriate and I got the notification on my email and I was like, and so I went on and I viewed the comment and I was like, yeah, I'm deleting this immediately. And so that's what I did. But going back to the chat, everyone's giving you big shout outs in the chat.
Yeah. Hi guys. Wait, can I give just one small quick piece of advice that I heard that I think might help people?
Yeah.
So, for anyone, if you've ever had like those people who come into your comments and put like WhatsApp numbers for you to, you know, for people to think that it's you and reach out to them, always filter the plus sign in your comments. Like you can always go back and review those and approve the ones that are not like spam. But that's one thing that I've seen. I think Colin said that for the people that are getting like clones of their channel going into people's comments and replying to them like, hey, like reach out to me, you want a prize or whatever, like uh, always filter the plus sign, and that way you're gonna get rid of like 80% of those trolls. So I just thought I would mention that in case anyone's dealing with that
No,
problem.
that's a great piece of advice because like I've actually had that happen with other channels that I watch where like it was a clone of someone's channel and they're like, hey, you want a prize? And at first, and like I think they also like had sent me like a follow request on Instagram, and so like I took all the necessary precautions, and I was like, okay, like this is not this creator. Like I know who this creator is, and they're a pretty big creator. They're not going to take their time out of their day, which, you know, at the time, like I felt like I was a nobody. They're not going to take their time and say like, hey, you won this comment, you won this prize, you won a free iPhone, you know, click on this link and we can get you set up. I was like, that sounds sketchy.
Yeah. And the crazy part, bro, is like some of those people, I don't know how they did it, but they're finding ways of like cloning the check mark. It doesn't look exactly like the verified check mark on YouTube, but sometimes people don't know that. Like they don't,
Mm-hmm.
not everybody's like you and me and like the people maybe in the live who actually know like are on YouTube all the time. Some people don't see the difference between the fake check mark and the real one. So they might literally get like you know, misled by those people. So yeah, it's something that I know Marquez Brownlee, he made a really good video about this topic. I don't know if you watched it, but like those spammers, bro, like they're getting crazy. Like all these people, especially the big YouTubers, are getting them, and it's very unfortunate because people are literally getting scammed their own money because they think that these creators like are giving them prizes, but it's really I mean it's trolls, spammers.
Yeah. And so going back to so when we were talking about the various audio and transitions, Nano is just like this, there's a place and time for transaction. Not every video needs it. And then Annette said that was fire advice, Lalo.
Thank you.
And then Sharkfin, he brought up a good comment. I'll have you read this one.
Oh, let me see. Hell yeah, that's been a disappointing and very annoying trend on YouTube, fake giveaways. Yeah, that is very true.
Yeah,
Um,
and go ahead.
no, well, I was just gonna say that like it's been very annoying for me. I mean, obviously, no one's gonna scam me because I pay a lot of attention and kind of, you know, you can tell like when it's a fake scammer and the real creator. But a lot of people don't know that. That's what I'm
Yeah.
trying to get to. Like people are literally getting scammed. That makes me very sad. But go ahead.
Yeah. So Mr. Beast actually, because I follow him on Twitter and everything, and he posted a tweet this past week, and he was talking about that how like he kept how viewers and audience members were sending him these things like this ad saying like, you know, that he's going to give $1,000 to everyone that joins this banking thing, and he's like, and he was basically just telling people like, you know, this is a scam, and like whenever he sees those on the internet, he will get them taken down because he doesn't want people to be duped. He doesn't want them to be led astray because we all know that Mr. Beast is more than willing and happy to give money away to people. But in those, and like I myself have seen that very ad that he was talking about. And at first, like I almost fell for it, like just a little bit. But I was like, this doesn't sound right. And so, but usually when Mr. Beast does an ad like that, like where he's like, if he'll usually bring it up in his videos. And that's the thing about a lot of us content creators or us YouTubers is like, if we have like a giveaway or something, is we'll bring it up in the video. Like, we're not going to contact you afterwards saying like, hey, thanks for commenting. You won this iPhone or you won this MacBook. We need your information right here. Click on this link. We don't do that. Like, that's not how YouTubers work.
Yep, I've seen that ad on YouTube, and it blows my mind that like Google doesn't see that. I mean, they've got to have some kind of system for that not to happen. Because I mean, a lot of people may see an ad, a literal ad on a YouTube video, and be like, "Oh, this got to be legit. Like this has
Yeah.
got to be Mr. Beast trying to give me $1,000," but it's fake. And I don't know how they're getting away with it. I keep seeing the ad every like maybe like once or twice a month on a YouTube video. Like I'll get the ad. I'm like, what is going on? Like they really don't get rid of it. It makes me sad. Like people probably actually think like it's legit, you know?
Well, I mean, because it kind of looks like an ad that whoever was in charge of the ad, the fake ad, they tried to make it look as realistic to Mr. Beast's ads as possible. And I mean, and it just goes to show that, like, number one, you got to be smart when you're on the internet, and you got to know that, like, Mr. Beast, Mark Rober, all these big time YouTubers, when they do giveaways, they're not just going to post some random ad on the internet. Say like, "Oh, if you join this bank, I'll give you $1,000." Like, you got to use common sense. Like, you got to really just say like, "Okay, well, this doesn't sound like Mr. Beast." And I'm to the point now, like, especially like as my channel grows, and I'm sure as your channel grows, if we ever have come across those kind of things, like, we're going to be asking our community members, like, if you see these, please let us know so we can get them taken down, because like we don't want our viewers to be taken advantage of. We don't want people saying like, "Oh, well, I saw this ad and I thought it was you, Lalo, and then this person stole all this money, and so like I don't know if I want to even be subscribed to your channel anymore," because we don't want that to happen. Because like we want to protect our community members. We want to protect those who are watching, who are taking the time to watch our stuff.
Yep, I agree. That's the number one thing that would literally make me so sad is if somebody ever gets scammed because they thought it was me trying to give them something.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine for people like Marquez, Mr. Beast, and especially for Jimmy, bro, like the amount of comments, like scammers that I see on YouTube, on literally everyone's videos and his own videos, and these YouTube ads, people trying to pretend they're him, trying to scam
Mhm.
people. Like, I cannot imagine having that pressure. Like, knowing that all these people are legitimately getting scammed because of people using my name. That would be so sad.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that really bothers me, is that, like, I mean, yeah, the different platforms are trying to take measures to get rid of like clone channels or clone profiles, but there's only so much that they can do, because it seems like when you take down one, three more pop up, and it's really frustrating and sad. But at the same time, like, I mean, that's why I always tell people, like, use good judgment on the internet. You have to make sure that, number one, that you check this out. And if you know the person personally, like the YouTuber, like, maybe message them offline, say like, "Hey, I just saw this ad. Someone just commented on this. I wasn't sure if this was you. If it wasn't, yeah, I just want to give you a heads up." Like, I'm the kind of person that, like, if someone, like, let's say, Lalo, if months down the road I post a video that goes viral, and someone comments and then you're like, "Oh, good comment, bro. Like, I mean, good video, bro. I really like the video." And some clone channel comments is like, "Oh, thanks, you won this giveaway. Just click on this link." Like, I'm sure that you'll reach out to me and say like, "Hey, did you send this? If not, you may want to get this taken down." Like, that's the thing about being content creators, like, being YouTubers, that we have to kind of look out for one another. Like, we have to say like, "Hey, just want to give you a heads up." And I mean, this kind of leads into something else I wanted to mention, is that there's a YouTuber here in Utah. He's the co-owner of Space Station Gaming. His name's Sean Duras. He's a
Mhm.
big time. He was a skater for years. He still skates from time to time. But back in 2018, I was watching his channel, and well, I was following his channel, and I got this random update about some random video. I was just like, "What? Like, this doesn't sound like the kind of content that Sean puts out." So long story short, his channel got hacked. It
Wow.
was sold like on the dark web, and I watched the video. because like long story short, like they got the channel back, but it took like 2 months or more just to get the video back. And so thankfully, Google, aka YouTube, aka Google, keeps a copy of everyone's like videos and like in their hard drives, and so they're able to get back all their comments and everything. But I think it was around that point afterwards when Google sent out these like major updates saying like to do two-step verification and to make sure that your channel is protected and stuff. And they actually require that now in the monetization process. So like if you go into your monetization process in YouTube Studio, that's one of the requirements is that you have to have that two-step verification because they're trying to protect you as a creator. They're wanting to take all the measures that they can to protect you. And I think that makes sense because like I know for me personally, like yeah, I would not like to have that happen, like what happened with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
And that does scare me. I'm sure it scares people like Mr. Like Jimmy or Marquez Brown, and all these bigger YouTubers. But like at the same time, they take the necessary precautions to be smart on this platform, and that's one advice that I would stress to anyone watching this live or on the replays that you gotta, if you're getting into the content creation, whether it be here on YouTube or on TikTok or on Instagram, on Facebook Reels, whatever the platform, take the necessary precautions, be safe, and just know that like these platforms they have your security and safety in mind, and so follow their advice and just give them a heads up if you feel like there's something that's happened.
Yep, right on. Also, Annette was asking me, I can't literally leave the app because then it's going to kick me out of the live stream, but she was asking if she can join from her phone on StreamYard, and the answer is
Yes,
yes,
she
she can.
can. She can. I would love to have her on, but yeah, she can definitely join. It is iPhone. Well, it is smartphone it does have that capability.
Dude, I feel so cool right now. I'm like on my phone. I have the whole like interface. I can mute my mic. I can turn off my camera, read the comments, everything from my phone. It's freaking dope.
Yeah, and that's the thing I love about technology, and that's one of the greatest reasons I love having that as part of my niche is like really just diving in to tech and just looking at all the various different features that things have. Like I'll be honest with you, and when the iPhone 12 Pro Max came out, the one that I have, I was looking at all the different specs on this. Like I was like, oh, I know what that is. Like I was just like, I was nerding out. I was like a little kid in a candy store. And so that's the thing I love about tech is and how it's advancing is like, I mean, back in 2006 when I was a senior in high school, I would have never fathomed the day that I could look at a phone and it would unlock my phone just by my facial recognition, or that I could pay for groceries at a grocery store with a smartwatch just by clicking my watch against the debit pin pad machine. Like I mean, it's just crazy. It just blows my mind. Lalo, you're muted.
Bruh, I muted myself. Oh my god. Yeah, I was saying that technology is so cool, man. Like, I'm so happy that I started like getting into technology when I was so young because I feel like I'm able to understand a lot of things about technology and smartphones and all these like cool things that a lot of people like. But I don't know. This probably has happened to you. Like your family members, your friends will always come to you for technology questions because they know you know so much.
Hmm.
It's so cool being able to help people out like that.
Yeah, my mom comes to me probably on a weekly basis and like, can you help me with this? I'm like, sure. And then like I'll get questions from other family members saying like, hey, what do I do with this? Like I'll give a great example. My brother, who has been going to OHSU, like he didn't know. He came up to me a few years ago. Um, it was like 2020 or 2021. He's like, how do you use Skype? He's like, I've never used Skype before. How do you use it? I'm like, just download the software, sign up. And then I gave him step-by-step instructions. And it made me feel appreciated and valued knowing that like, someone who's older than me is like, because the good old sibling rivalry that goes on, was able to come to me and say like, hey, I know you know about tech. How do I do this? Or how do I do that? And so, Shark Fan brings up a good question for you, Lalo. He said, Lalo, were you able to work out your AC and fan issues? You look comfortable, so that gives me positive vibes.
I'm so comfortable right now, man. Like, I don't know if you knew, did you know? But essentially on my birthday, literally on my birthday, I came back home, you know, and it just, the house felt kind of warm. I'm like, oh, maybe it's me. Like, I don't know what's going on. But then at around midnight, I'm like, okay, this is actually getting out of hand. I walk up to my thermostat. The house was literally at 85 degrees.
And that's really hot in Texas. You guys have humidity down there too.
Yeah, inside of the house. I'm like, what is going on? And then I literally turned off the AC. I waited 30 minutes and then I turned it back on. I'm like, okay, maybe it overheated or whatever. But no, it just stopped working completely. And then I wake up the next morning. It was like almost 92. He was like 90 or 91. Imagine that, like inside of your own house. Like it was so hot inside of the house, man. Like I was like so annoyed, but and then we called somebody, and they said they were gonna come the next day. I'm like, there's no way I'll have to survive another night like this. But I think somebody canceled, and the guy ended up coming the same day, so he fixed it. It was a capacitor. He just
Yeah,
had to
so
swap the capacitor.
I do feel your pain because the last house that my family was living in, the guy that was the owner of the house, he refused to put money into this house. Like he like when that like the first summer we were there, the AC went out. Like it just stopped working. It wasn't turning on. And so we had to have a guy come out, and the technician came out. And he's like, I'm just going to give you a heads up. He's like, this AC is pretty old, and I'll try to fix it, but I can't make any promises. And so he fixed it, and it worked for the rest. Like it was basically for 4 years. Every summer it went out, and then last summer, well, I know it was like around March when the weather started getting warm here in Utah. The AC went out again, and so this technician came out, and he's like, yeah, this thing can't be fixed. So the guy who owned the house begrudgingly replaced the AC fan. But yeah, like I mean, and that's here in Utah. Like I mean, we have a very dry heat, but I can only imagine how bad it was down there in Texas. Like because you not only have the heat, but you have humidity, you have chiggers, you have all sorts of stuff. Like you're like basically having to go down to like basically commando at this point, probably. And so like I'm glad you got that figured out.
Thank you, man. It was bad. I think we lasted about 24 hours, with no AC. So, I mean, I'm grateful even to have the opportunity of having AC. Like I'm definitely never take anything for granted, but man, it was very bad. Thankfully, it's fixed now. It works perfectly fine. I'm comfortable, like I'm chilling. But I did see that Angie joined the live stream.
Yes, she did.
What up, Angie?
Angie is in the house. She decided to grace us with her presence.
Look at her new picture.
Yeah, I tell you, she plays musical profile pictures. It's like every week she comes in with a new profile picture, which is great. It always keeps us on edge. Like, all right, well, what's Angie gonna do next? Like, what's her profile picture gonna be next? So yeah, I'm glad to have her here. And so Sharkfin said, so glad to hear Lalo. I can only imagine Texas summer heat without any relief. Yeah, it would. And then Ashley said, hey, Sharkfin, tech for your needs. And that good to see you, Lalo and Anthony. I like how she said, and Anthony, even though like this is my live stream, she like decided to add me in at the very last minute. Thanks,
Oh
Andy,
my
for
god, I'm dead.
that.
Good to see you, Anthony.
Oh, and see, she's like, you said too much yellow, or it was the same as the banner, so I changed it and took the advice. That was the photographer side of me, and you're like, don't judge me. Like it's the photographer side. Like Angie, if it makes you feel any better, I actually when I got a wedding invite from these people that I knew that were in the singles group with me, the singles congregation. I looked at the person who took their engagement photos, and I immediately started critiquing these photos. I'm like, well, I want to change that. I want to change that. I want to change this. I want to change that. And like, it just comes from me being a photographer. Like I am a nitpicker when it comes to photography. So it's just how I am.
Yep.
And then, I mean, tech for your needs just basically summed it up. It's like Angie's very photographic. She is very photographic. And she's like, ah, thanks. And she's like, poor Anthony. And I could see her saying it just like that. Poor
I
Anthony.
know, right? With her own voice, man.
And
Actually, every time I read anything Angie types, I always read it with her voice. I don't know why.
yeah. Oh, Ravisha. This is a guy that he lives in Sri Lanka. He subscribed to my channel, and I'm so glad he stopped by. Ravisha lives in Sri Lanka, and honestly, I'm glad that everything's going okay for you, man. I'm glad you're okay, because Sri Lanka, if anyone doesn't know, they were having quite the disturbance down there for a while. I haven't looked up on it recently, Ravisha, but hopefully everything's starting to settle down. So Angie said, how long are you going to stream? I'll probably stream for another half hour or so, Angie, just because I do have some stuff I gotta do. Like, I haven't even had dinner yet, but I'm all about helping you guys.
Yep. I am gonna be here for maybe another 10 minutes, and then I do have to run.
No worries, man.
But I'm having a great time, man. Like, thank you for having me on, by the way.
Yeah, and so Sharkfin said, Anthony, generally speaking, women love taking selfies much more than us men. That's not me trying to start a gender war. It's just fact. No, it's true, Sharkfin. Like, I worked at McDonald's, and this is why I don't like McDonald's, because like I worked there. I know how their food is made. But oh my goodness, did I come across so many high school girls that they would just sit there in the lobby doing the duck face selfies. And I'm just like, can you wait until you get out of the restaurant to do this, please? Like, I mean, you're waiting in line to get your food. Like, I'm sure your followers can wait just at least 10 minutes until you get your food, and you can get out of here and just go take all the duck selfies you want.
Yeah, man. You should see my mom, bro. Like, she'd be taking so many selfies. It's crazy.
Did you just throw your mom under the bus there, Lalo?
Low key. I mean, she'd be throwing me under the bus all the time, so I have no shame.
Yeah, well, my mom does that quite a bit, and I'm sure she's probably watching this right now, and she's probably laughing because she knows she does that. She even as a little kid, like I'd say, like when I was a little kid, I'd say, "Mom, I'm thirsty," and she's like, "Well, I'm Friday," and I was like, "Mom," and she'd start laughing, or so many embarrassing things so many things she did to harass and tease her kids. So I always tell her, my sarcasm comes from you, Mom. Like that. That's what I always tell her. Like, and she's like, I'm not sarcastic. I'm like, you are the most sarcastic person I know. Like, Lalo, if you think I'm sarcastic, you have not met my mom.
Yeesh. That's crazy. Hi, Miss
But
Mom, by the way.
I'm so glad that everyone's here. Ravisha, I'm so glad that you're okay, man. Like, I know that we were all very concerned there for a while because of the uproar that was going on. It was almost like coming out to civil war out down there in Sri Lanka, and it was very concerning. So glad you're okay. Well, Lalo, do you have any questions for me before you jump off?
Do I have any questions?
Yeah, for me or for anyone.
How are you doing, man? That's my question.
I'm doing well. Yesterday was a doozy. I don't want to get into specifics, but it was a doozy. Mental health is real, and
Yeah.
it's just one of those things that you have to. What I usually try to do, and this is just a tactic that I try to do, is like I try to get my mind off of it, whether it be watching videos like on YouTube or whatever platform I'm on, or I try to listen to music. If it's cool enough outside, which right now it's not, it's 93 degrees outside right now. I will go for a walk. I'll go exercise. I'll maybe even go for a drive. But yeah,
Man, like, just know, like, whatever happens, like, we're always here for you. You guys have shown that you guys are here for me, so that's what I love about our little community, like our YouTube family, that we're always there for each other. And like you were saying earlier, you were talking about how people have become reliant on this, creator hangout every week, and that is so true. Like, I don't even need an alarm anymore. Like, I just remember every Sunday at 5:15 Mountain Standard Time that Anthony is going to be going live. And even if an emergency comes up and you can't do that, that's fine. But like, you have not missed any Sunday from what I can remember ever since we know each other. So this is a great space, man. Like, I literally look forward to it every week, whether I can get on stage or not. I always, hang out in the chat and, just thank you for, opening this space and, doing this out of the kindness of your heart and your free time, like getting on here and, having this space for everyone. just thank you, bro.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I really do this so people can get to know me, they can get to know other creators, and really just come together as a community, because like that's the best part about being a YouTuber, being a content creator, is that like you can bring people together. You can, some of my close friends are people that are in the chat right now. We have we have Girl with Angie, we have Sharkfin, and there's so many I can't even begin to name off. But I just wanted to go back and go to the chat real quick. So Ravisha said, "Not going to war, but violent things happened." Yeah, I remember reading about that. And then Angie's like, "I'll send you some bread to make you feel better." Angie, you were making me hungry with that bread you were making earlier. When you were posting on that chat earlier, oh my gosh, I was just like, I'm just going crazy, like, because she was posting cinnamon bread, and cinnamon bread is so good if it's made correctly. If you make cinnamon bread correctly, it is amazing. But yeah, you were making me hungry and hangry earlier, Angie. So
Dude,
thanks for
I
that.
was dying, bro. Like every time she would send a photo, you were like, Angie, stop! You're making me hungry. I was dying, man.
Yeah, it's because I was getting hungry. Like when it comes to my kryptonite, when it comes to food, is bread. Like I love bread. Like I love bread, and it's like one of the, like if you overindulge, like it can be one of the most unhealthy things for you. But like when it comes to like sweet bread, like cinnamon bread, like oh man. And see, she's boasting about it even more in the chat, but I'll get to her comment here in a sec. But Sharkfin said, "I hear you." He's like, "Anthony, I hear you. I took a day-to-day break from Clubhouse yesterday. Sometimes we need a pause that refreshes." And it's true. Like you got to take that pause. Like even if it comes from, even if it means taking a break from YouTube, and yeah, you'll probably get some kind of a penalty from whether it be a loss of subscribers or whatnot. Your mental health is the most important part. So yeah, Sharkfin, I understand that. But see, look, she's rubbing it in right now, Lalo.
Man, I tell you.
I think we're gonna need to have a come to Clubhouse talk with Angie. Just kind of. I think Angie, here's your requirement from in the next 2 months. You are required to send each of us in Clubhouse that a loaf of bread through the mail, through UPS or something. We're waiting, right, Lalo?
Yep. Or if you want to adopt me, I would be glad to move in with you guys. I mean, so I can enjoy that bread all the time. Just
I
saying.
mean, those are two possible options, Angie. And then Nano said, Angie just tweeted the bread. I just commented on it. I'm not going to even look at that tweet because like it's just going to make me hungry. Well, Lala, I know you got to get going. But thanks, man, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I really hope I can get on next week. Once again, thank you for opening the space for everyone and keep killing it, man. I love your videos. I know I'd be asking you about your videos like every time we get in Clubhouse, and it's a little bit of pressure, but we keep each other accountable, and that's what I love about this community. That we all kind of make sure that everybody's on track. Like we're working towards that dream that we have, which is succeed as creators. So I look forward to your next video.
Really quick, Lalo. Angie just said I can try. She's like, "You're adopted already, Lalo." And so, Lalo, before you leave, is there any last-minute advice that you would give anyone who is maybe coming on the content creation platform for the first time or is returning? Like, what advice would you give them?
I always say this, but for me, the number one thing is never get comfortable and never stop learning. The more you improve in your videos, you may feel like you got to a flow state and you can just keep creating videos the same way over and over. But I always encourage people to never get comfortable. If you can do something better, at least like we always talk about, 1% better on every video, even if you think you're like at the highest peak of your creation capabilities, the truth is you're not, because the sky is the limit. So never stop learning, never get comfortable, and keep improving. That's what I would say.
Mic drop right there. And before you take off, Sharkfin said Angie's next YouTube channel will be Bake Bread with Angie.
Bake with Angie. Imagine.
Well, thank you, Lalo. Appreciate you. We'll see you this week sometime on Clubhouse. If you
Sounds
guys
good.
want to get to know any of us, like we're all on Clubhouse. Like people you see in the chat, like more than half of us are in Clubhouse. We love Clubhouse. We have quite a few little rooms where we just hang out. We do YouTube and chill. We do work and chill. So many different things. But I'm going to find your YouTube channel, both your YouTube channels right now, Lalo, and I'm going to put them in the chat so that people can find you on there. Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate you, bro.
All right. See you later, man.
Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for, being here in the live and keep enjoying. Take care.
Take care. All right. So with that being said, guys, man, that was awesome. I don't know about how you guys feel, but like that was awesome. Like if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you get a hashtag yeah. I'm following in Professor Nez's footsteps, but I'm gonna find his channels real quick just so that we can do that for him, because honestly, Lalo is a good guy. If you don't know who Lalo is, if you're not following, like I would highly recommend it. But yeah, if you guys are getting value out of this, make sure you give a hashtag yeah on this. So this is Lalo's first channel. That one is all in Spanish. So if you know Spanish, like I'm sure you can understand it. I only speak a few words of Spanish, and so I can only like understand a few things. I can probably understand like some of the movements, but oh man, let me find his other one. Let's see if I can find. Here we go. I just found it. I think. Maybe not. Let's see here. Let me look at my history. Hang on, guys. I just wanted to get the word out for Lalo because he's a good guy and he deserves all the help with his new channel as possible, because he's just a good guy. Like Lalo is an amazing individual who has learned a lot from people, and honestly, I cannot say enough about Lalo because he just knows what he's doing. Anyway, I'll probably find it and put it in the chat later on. But with that being said, guys, we're coming up on the minute 45. Minute 47. So we're going to be going for about another 10 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions for me while I try to find this link to Lalo's new YouTube channel, just let me know. And then Angie, if you could even direct message me like in Instagram or something, and maybe you can pull up Lalo's new channel because I'm having a hard time finding it. I would appreciate it. But I'm going to keep looking for it until someone is able to find it. So just bear with me for a sec, guys. I know that this is not what you really wanted, but I just want to make sure that people get to know Lalo as the great content creator he is and the great person that he is. So there it is. I found him. Yay, I found him. Let me pull up his channel. Man, he's already passed 100 subscribers. He only has one video out on his new channel. Man, that's awesome. Lalo, you're awesome, man. And Lalo, oh, thank you, Angie. I appreciate it. Really, guys, what any other questions you have for me? Like, I know that we're coming up on the 10-minute, we have about 10 minutes left. I just want to say thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate Lalo for coming up, and really just you guys that have been in the chat. And really, I love doing this every week. I like being able to talk to you guys and give you encouragement and give you some insight as to what I know when it comes to YouTube content creation, because this is something that I'm very passionate about. I love it. I love being able to be a part of this community and really just bring some more light to the internet. And that's always been one of my goals. But Lalo's just like, thanks, bro. You're the go, man. Lalo, you rock. You really do. I appreciate you so much. So yeah, Angie shared his channel, and she's like, I got you. And let's see here. So Sharkfin said, I'll take Lalo Racer over Speed Racer every day and twice on Sunday. Oh man, Sharkfin, you always have the pun. You always have all the puns. You always know how to make people laugh with the puns. Like you have the dad jokes. So good job. And then Angie said, love your sounds. I'm moving mine. I hid it inside my clothing and it still works great. Thanks for the recommendation and support in my purchase and setup. Angie, like that's what I do. Like I'm always there to help other content creators. Like that's one of the reasons I started doing these creator hangouts on Sundays, is so that I can help other people be better content creators. And I mean, this has been such an impactful live stream. Like I was not sure where this was going to head, but like, I mean, Lalo just dropped some fire advice. I gave some great advice, maybe not as good as Lalo's at times, but hopefully it was good enough advice. No, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. And I'm glad I'm glad that you're loving your Rode mics, because honestly, like this is such a great investment. And yeah, honestly, guys, I just want to give a big shout out to Lalo, to Sharkfin, to Angie, to Nano, to Ravisha, and everyone else that's been in the chat. Annette, who was in the chat earlier. I mean, we all are just here to support each other. If you have any questions, I mean, you can find any of us on the various platforms. We're especially on Clubhouse all the time. We give great advice. This is definitely, like in our rooms, it's a safe space. You can ask any questions, and for the most part, we have replays off so that people can feel like they can ask any question, whether it be content creation or just personal questions. We just want you to feel safe in our environments, and that's one of my goals as a content creator. Is like I want people to be better than they were when I first left them, than when I first met them. And thanks, guys, and thanks again for all the views on my latest video. I could not do this without you guys and your support. I appreciate you so much. I will drop a link to that real quickly, to that video, if you haven't watched it, because I'm actually going to be coming out with another one here this week where I'm going to be reacting to photography fails, and it's going to be very good. And I did want to bring something up about that really quickly before I ended. And let me post this real quick. So this link, that's to the latest video, but I wanted to stress real quickly, this next video, I'm going to be reacting to some photography fails, and there is a little bit of language in there, and I'm just going to give you an apology now, and I'll also you'll see an apology in the pre-recorded video. I had no control over that. This is a video that I came across on YouTube that several other photography content creators have reacted to, and that you will hear some swear words, and I apologize for that. It's not something I like to personally do or use or put in my videos, but I will do my best to like either turn the volume down at that time or just to make it a little bit more family friendly. But on behalf of everyone in this chat, I always end with this, and that is, do not live in the past, but instead live for the present and the future. And we do this every week at 5:15 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We answer questions. You'll have, as you saw earlier, you'll have other creators on here. You'll have people in the chat. You'll have all sorts of support, especially in your YouTube and content creation journey. And yes, it's going to be a reaction. I actually have 2 reaction videos coming up, Shark Fan. One is with that friend of mine that helped do the gear review, Aaron. But thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll catch you next week on another Creator Hangout. Catch you next time.